Good afternoon everyone, I'm David Collins and I'm a commercial dive skipper, and in this session we're going to talk about pilotage. Pilotage system is obviously a very handy way to navigate inshore, so we can navigate using the buoyage system. We can take bearings and whatever. In this particular instance, what I've got in front of us is a screenshot using this off the SimRad, which is showing the area of operation, which is simply Poole, Quay, Marina, round towards the twin cell bridge in Poole. As you'll see, we've got three main colours on this one. We've got the yellow, which is dry land. We've got the green area, which is the area where between high and low water this will get wet or it'll dry out. And then finally we got the blue area, which shows you where this is the area that permanently stays wet. Just remember, the darker the blue, the shallower the water. You'll also notice there's a series of numbers written over this particular chart. These are called soundings. The ones on the green are what they call drying heights. So if we have a high water for Poole, we have electronic tidal wave here. So at 6:47 on the 2nd of December, high water we got 2 meters. Then at low water at 13:47 we got 0.92. So basing on high water, if we've got a sounding of 0.6 with 2 meters of tide, that particular area now becomes 1.4 meters deep. Now, presuming our boat has got a draft of 1 meter, we need to make sure the water around us is at least 1 meter deep. We're going to do this at low water, so we've got to add on 0.92 to all these figures. So one of the shallowest ones, which is actually on here, is 0.5. So that'll end up being 1.42 meters. So we've got plenty of water underneath us to navigate as long as we stay in the center of that channel. So what we're going to do is start over here at the entrance of the marina, and the first thing we're going to see is 2 lateral marks, one being the starboard one on our right hand side, and on our left hand side we'll see the port one. Once we leave that particular point, we'll then turn to our first turn point to starboard, which will be marked by the east cardinal buoy, egg shaped at the top, and it's black, yellow, black. On the opposite point we've handily got a nice lateral can mark as well. So when we get to these two, we can then take our turn into starboard and then carry along, and then we'll see a line of port markers going all the way to their next turn point. As we pass the last one, which is 1, 2, 3, we'll see the RNLL buildings here, and to our starboard side again we'll see the twin cell bridge. So that's where we'll do our point. So first mark there, second mark's going to be in that nice deep hole there. We're going to use the Portland plotter to mark the line, always point to the direction we're going to be heading, and then I'm just going to be right in the center there in the nice big channel, mark a line. While the Portland plotter is in position, we can rotate this disc so it's north up. If you're looking on the lines of the chart, we've got some lines where we can match the grid up to. So just turn it around again. And there we go. Remember, accuracy is paramount in this particular thing. And reading off here, we've got a compass bearing of 054 degrees. So we can mark that on our chart, 054. That's our first route, our first leg. In front of you guys, I've given you a copy of this, so I want you now to mark on that very first leg, and then we want to do 2 further marks to mark us around and see if you can put the compass bearings on. So once again, we're between those 2 lateral marks by the entrance. We've marked the part there, drawn the line, rotated our bezel, read off there 054 degrees. So the next thing we're going to do is when we get to the other side, put it on that point there. We're going to look somewhere and make sure we're clear. So we don't want to go across the green. So we're going to rotate this round to make sure we're right in the deep water, and also we can see the sail bridge. So we've got a point there. So once again we can draw that in. Portland plotter is pointing to the direction. We're going to rotate the bezel again so it lines up with the grid line. Sometimes you've got to slide the thing around so it goes on, so it lines up with the grid line. And then this gives us now a compass bearing of 131 degrees. And then finally we've got our final point, which is from our last position. Once again, think about any areas which is shallower. Alright, so we want to make sure we're in the deep line. Come down through towards that one. And once again, with the plotter in place, we can put that on there. Rotate the bezel again so this faces north. Then simply slide it up or down to get the grid light right. Read off here, and we got 1, 2, 1, 1 degrees. So how are you doing there? Good. All happy? So what we've created now is 4 waypoints. 1, 2, 3, 4 with the compass bearings on. Because what will happen if you don't take compass bearings, people will get lost. Get to the first turn point and end up being either the wrong side of the line or the other. One way we can do to help that, to prevent this from happening, is creating a simple passage line. This is the route we're going to travel. Where we're starting off here, we've got obviously our starboard and our ports. And then as we make our next turn point, we're going to see that. There's our bearings. And as we come on round, we've got the other two. Do our final turn point to the Twin Cells Bridge. So that is effectively a simple pilotage passage plan between Cobb's Quay and the Twin Cell Bridge. Any questions?